Emmet Domain Apparel.
We're just going to be replacing an outlet. This one for the GFCI outlet. All right, so stand by. All right, so I'm about to see. Hopefully, I can record everything. I'm using my Samsung Flip, so I have like a built-in bass. But hopefully I don't knock over the phone in the process. If not, I'll put it right back up and continue on with the process of replacing this outlet. All right, so as you can see right now, I'm getting ready to get started to replace it with this. All right, just going to set that to the side. What I need to do first is I'm going to take out the first two top wires and install them into the new GFCI outlet. All right, so first, there's like a little hole on the back where you have to stick the screwdriver in there to kind of release the wire. For me, this hasn't really been working. So what I've been doing is taking pliers. Like I stick it in there still to see if I can loosen it up a little, but taking pliers and just pulling them out. And be careful, because with the older outlets, and you do this, tend to crack. Now first, let me say this. Please make sure there is no electricity running to this outlet. What I did was, obviously I went out to the circuit breaker and I turned off the electricity. I came back and took an electrical device and plugged it in to see if it will work. It did not, obviously, so that's where I'm going to continue on with the process. But make sure you take the precautions to make sure you don't get a shock or get electrocuted. Now, like I said, I put in the screwdriver. And as you can see, I'm using my camera light because I had to turn off the electricity, so there's no light in this bathroom, there's no windows. All right, so try with the screwdriver again. Now this one I may have to crack a little, and I don't plan on using it anyway, so that's one. So we have the neutral wire, which is the white wire, and then we have the hot wire, which is this black wire. So I'm going to take my GFCI. Now, this is where it's going to be trial and error. What I've been noticing are the top two wires have been the wires that I need to use for my load. And then the bottom two wires have been the wires that I need to use for my line. Now, especially with GFCI, it will not activate a trip if you don't have it, or it's a incorrect wiring, or it just won't work if you don't put the wires in the correct place. So with that being said, all you have to do is, once you turn on electricity, you see it's not working, go ahead, turn back off the electricity, and then just flip them. But make sure you know which two wires go together, because those two wires need to stay together as you are swapping them. All right, so, and what I mean by that is on each side right here, you have screws. The brass screws are always for the black or the hot wires, and the silver ones are always for the white or the neutral wires. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm looking for the load, and the way you know is on the back, it actually says it. At the top right there, it says line load. All right, so I'm going to install it for the load. So it also tells you which colors to use. So on this side, I'm using white for the load. You want to make sure that it's bare wire that goes completely in there, but you don't want any bare wire sticking out. Then once you have it in there, tighten it. That's so. All right, then I'm gonna do the same thing with the black on the other side. There are 4 holes for each set. For the most part, I don't think it matters which goes into which, but I like to make sure that both my black and white are on the same level. Guess that's just my OCD. All right, so there we go with the black. Now I'm gonna do the same thing with the other 2 wires. The reason why I did that is because I didn't want to get them mixed up. So that way I can keep them together. So now I'm going with the other 2 right here. Use my screwdriver. Well, this one is already broken, so I don't need to really do anything with that. Let me try this one. Like just kind of break it. Take my pliers, pull them out. Try the white one. Yeah, the white one comes out. Get my screwdriver again. I'm just gonna kind of break it. All right, so now I'm gonna do the same thing, repeat the process. All right, so I'm gonna start with this white wire. Actually, I wanna bring it around because it's a little tangled up in between the other wires. And a white one. Make sure it goes all the way in. I'm gonna tighten it. All right, it's tightening on that one. Now I'm gonna do the same thing with the black. Make sure it's straight, so I can go straight into that hole. There we go. Make sure all the bare metal is on the inside. You don't want to create a short. Tighten it. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I need to test it. I also have a tester as well. So let's go and see what that process is like. All right, so let's see. I have my tester here. All right, so it's gonna tell me if it's working or not. I know I have to flip it if I connected it correctly. I see I don't know if you can see it, but there's a yellow light right there. Now, that could be 2 things. One, if I press this reset button in the middle, it should turn off and then electricity should work properly. If it does not turn off, the reset button will pop back out like it tripped and there's an electrical issue. All right, I'm gonna put my tester in there. I'm holding it with the pliers only because just in case I don't want to get electrocuted. I'm holding it in a good spot though, so I don't really bend it as much like I already did right there. And usually when it's new, it's a little harder to go in. There we go. All right. Now, just because everything is still out, I'm going to do it with my screwdriver just in case. And the yellow light went off. That's a good sign after I pressed the reset button. Let me bring it up so you can look at my tester. And here, there is the middle orange light, which this says that it's an open ground, which is okay because it's a GFCI. So with GFCI, you don't really need to ground them. All right, so that means that electricity is flowing and everything is good. So this outlet, once I put it back in, I will put on a new plate. I'll show you that process as well. So stand by.
All right, y'all. So what's going on now is I turned off all the electricity. I'm in the process of finishing the outlet. As you can see, it's no light. I'm using a flashlight to create the scene. But anywho, what I'm getting ready to do is finish putting the outlet back together. So for the most part, screwing it into the wall and putting it on the faceplate. I think that's what's all that's left. What I, typically do is I put some electrical tape over the side, especially over the terminals, so it doesn't come in contact with any exposed wire or the side, creating a short. So here's the process. Blah.
Make sure you don't wrap the screws. It's easy to do that, especially if you're not looking. Now I'm going to push the wires in. Make sure that, it's going in the right position. So I don't have to take it out again and then redo it. Flip it upside down or right side up. In this case, it's already right side up. Take the palm of my hand, kind of push it as much as I can inside.
He needs some milk.
Oh. Maybe it's the wire. There we go. So there it is. Now it's time for the plate. Sometimes you have to move it, make sure it's coming in contact with the opening of the hole. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. You just gotta play around with it until you get it. Still can't get it. Try this a different way. At least you get to see my mistakes as well. It look like this one needs to be tightened down somewhere anyway, so I think that's part of the reason. And it's kind of not flush. The entire thing's a little bent at the end, so let me tighten it some more. I think that's why I'm having such a hard time. All right, as you can see, this bottom part is starting to come out a little bit more. As I tighten this screw. All right, so now let's try it. All right, there we go. Yeah, I just had to fix that bottom part. And there we go. The faceplate is on. It looks even. All right. That is how you install an GFCI electrical outlet. So I hope this video is very helpful. I hope whatever project you have going on is definitely successful. Watch my future videos, past videos. Definitely subscribe, share. Enjoy this journey that I'm on, because I'm showing you my flipping homes and renovating homes, and it's just a journey that I want to embark on at the moment. So
I'm learning as I go. So that's something that I want to do as a personal goal. So hopefully you are successful on your personal goals, and I'm, helping you out. Just keep in mind, I am not a professional. So whatever I'm doing is just what I'm doing to be successful in what I need to do. But make sure you are doing your own research, checking out your codes in whatever city that you are in, and see you in the next video. Bye.